Greetings of the day, students. Hope you all are doing good. So this is again your host and host Pulkit Agarwal with the second video for your concept of real numbers. Okay. So we are into the, you can say, spider web of number system. So try to understand it very properly. We are in class 10 now. For a while we are discussing on the concepts of class 10. Okay. This is our channel 2 Gyanam. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, because your like, share and subscribe count us many things. And obviously if you go on doing that, we will be having a very much of enthusiasm to put more videos for you and different kinds of videos. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Okay, moving on further, we'll move towards the second concept builder of today's chapter, a real number. Okay, where we will be discussing the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay, basically you can relate over here with the concepts of HCF and LCM in a broader way and writing it in a very different pattern. Okay, so moving on further, let's see over here. Like if you want to write 1771, in a very unique way or in a very new way, you can say. So over here, the one thing you have to calculate is the first thing, it will be divisible by 7. Obviously this would be a tough call because dividing would take a lot of time. But if you do it this way, this will take a bit of less time. Okay, so if you see 17, 7 will go for 2 times, 3 remainder. 37 will go for 5 times, 2 remainder, and that will remain as 3. Now 253 can be divided into 2 parts, 11 and 23. Now a student may say the answer will complete over here. This is your answer. Okay, first of all, understand this thing. Your answer has completed over here. Now we have to understand how is the process going on. Okay, let's see over here. Remove this 3. Like a student says, sir, I did this sum and I got the first factor as 11. So you can do it this way also. See, I'm making it over here. A student say, sir, I got an 11 over here. So you can write like this. This will be 1, 6, 1. And then it will be 7 and 23. Okay, you can do it in this way also. There is no mandatory rule that a smaller number should come in the first part. You can do it anyway. The easier the number you get for you, you can do it. So obviously a student may say, sir, 23 can I do? Yeah. But basically if you see a human mindset, they first go for 1771 is divisible by 2. No. 3. No. 4. Obviously no. 5. Obviously no. Then they don't go for 6. Why? Because 2 and 3 are not possible, so 6 will also not be possible. So moving on to 7. Now if you get a divisibility of 7, no one would be thinking, chalo 11 se bhi try kare. Let's try with 11 also. So a human mindset say we start with a lower number. That is why 7 would be the most prominent thing to write. Now in the next page, if you look over here, they have given a number 32760. Okay, you can see this over in the left hand side, 32760. So first number, obviously there is a 0 over here, so you can divide it with 2. The number should be prime, so the remaining is 16380. Then again 2, then 8190, then again 2, 4095. Now the era of 2 has ended over here. Moving on further, then 3, 1365, then 3, 455, then 5, 91, then 7, then 30. So if you see, whole of the numbers over here in this slot are prime numbers. We are going to use a factor tree with which you are all familiar. Let us take some large number, say this, and factorize it as shown. Now if you read over here, moving on further, so we have factorized this as a product of primes. See over here, this is the most important thing I wanted to show. They are the product of prime numbers. Okay, they are the product of prime numbers. So if I give you 32760, a question over here, if you are in class 8, what would you do? Sir, 2, 16380. Sir, then again I would do 2, 8190. Then again I would do 2, 4095. Then again I would do 3, 1364. Then again I would do 3, 455. Then again I would do 5, 91. Then 7, then 30. Obviously a normal student of class 7, 8 can do this. So why not do this in the rough work, and you can write this as a family tree over here. If you see, You write 2 over here, then this part will come over here. Then you write a 2 over here, then this part comes over here in the bottom. So you are very much capable of writing it in this tree form. So there is nothing new to understand it, just a way of writing has changed. So if you are familiar with this part, I think so if you are a student of class 10, you should know this type of finding out the LCM way. So you can use it in this way also. Okay. So these are the steps which you have to understand on your class 10 basis. Okay. So that means you don't have to study any new thing over here till now. Any new concept has not arrived over here. Just the way of writing is new. So you have to look over this very carefully. That how much labor is required to you. There is nothing new required to you. So you just have to mold yourself. So don't get frustrated with a new concept. It is not a new concept. When the new concept will come, I will warn you, there is a new concept, understand it. But if there is not a new concept, why to get yourself irritated? Okay. So there is a theorem given over here. The same, every composite number can be expressed, factorized as a product of primes. That means if there is a 4 in the concept, we can factorize it as two prime numbers. So you can break the composite number into prime numbers. If they don't break it at the first instant, they will break it at the last instant, but they will break definitely. Okay, this is the concept of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Moving on further, if you look over here, an equivalent version of theorem 1.2 was probably first recorded as proposition 14 and book 9 in Euclid's Elements before it came to be known as the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Means this concept was also written in the book of Euclid's. Okay, but it was not mentioned at that time, and afterwards it became as fundamental theorem of arithmetic. However, the first correct proof was given by Carl Friedrich Gauss in his Disquisitiones. What you say? Disquisitiones Arithmeticate. Okay, this is a very general common French language which has been used over here. So you can take it as fundamental of arithmetic, fundamental theorem of arithmetic for our concern of education. Okay, these words are actually related to the person and their native language, so that is why we could not be too much able to read it. Okay, Carl Friedrich Gauss is often referred to as the prince of mathematicians and is considered one of the three greatest mathematicians of all time, along with Archimedes and Newton. Obviously, you would have heard in physics or chemistry Archimedes principle, and Newton, I think so, we all know him. He has made fundamental contributions to both mathematics and science. Moving on further, so you can read this knowledge about him if you wish to, but this will not include in your education. But yeah, being knowledgeable is quite a good thing for you. Okay, so moving on further with the sums, you will get very easy sums. The first concept that comes into your mind and very important thing, and a sum to it will definitely be in your exam. Like, what is that thing? LCM of two numbers into HCF of two numbers if you multiply them, okay, is equals to first number into second number. This is the most important rule you have to understand, and this is pretty much sure that one of the sum will come in your exam related to this. Okay, you have to be very sure that this sum will appear in your exam, these type of sums. So this is a very important formula. This should be in block boxes that you should remember it. Okay, this is multiplication sign. Okay, so don't get confused. So if you get a question like this, let's deal with it. Find the HCF of 96 and 404 by the prime factorization method, hence find their LCM. Okay, now the question says hence find their LCM. So ignoring this part of the answer given by the book, we'll solve it by our own self. Okay, so keeping a much of the page over here, what is the factors of 96? 2, 48, 2, 24, 2, 12, 2, 6, 2, 3. Just doing it in the very childish way, you can understand, not taking it to very difficult concepts. 2, it's 404, yeah, 201. Okay, so we have taken out the prime factors over here. So if you look at HCF, there is only two number common, that is 2 into 2. So HCF will be 4. Okay. Now find the HCF of these by the prime factorization method. So my first answer has been acquired by me. My first answer has been acquired by me. I have not done any stupidity over here till now. No careless mistakes has been seen over here. Secondly, what is the full form of HCF? Highest common factor. I have taken out the two highest common factors over here. So moving on further, we have to find the LCM. And the question says, hence find their LCM. Now, what do you mean by hence find their LCM? You can't find the LCM from here. Okay, if you find it, you will get a 0 over here. Like if this question carries 4 marks, you will get 2 plus 2 and this 2 will be cancelled because you will only get this 2 for this HCF part. Okay, but you will not get for this part because they have said by using the terms given in the question beforehandedly, like 96, 404 and 4. These three will be used to evaluate the LCM. Now what formula we will be using over here? This formula. So we can write this as 4 into LCM equals to 96 into 404. Okay, first number into second number. So LCM equals to how much? 96 into 404 by 4. So these two cancels and we are left out with 96, 101 into 96. So if you multiply it, we will get the answer. So let me take much of the space over here. Yeah, so that it doesn't get cut by my face. 606, 09. So this becomes as 96, 96. Okay. So this will be your LCM. Okay. Now if a student does like this, multiplying this, and this, he would not get the answer as prescribed by the question. The answer would be totally correct. He or she would also get 96, 96. But the question's demand will not be fulfilled. So you have to understand this thing. Find the HCF and LCM by using the prime factorization method. So moving on further, you can do these types of sums, okay, prominently. So the numbers are 6, 72 and 120. And the question says using prime factorization. So 6, 72 and 120. So I will write 6 over here, 72 over here, 120 over here. So 6 equals to 2 into 3. 72 equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. And 120 equals to 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Okay. So HCF over here will be, see, we do it like the very childish way I have heard in my life. So I will do it in that way. So this will be 2 into 3. Now moving on towards LCM. So LCM will include 2 into 3, but obviously these two will be captured. These two will be captured. Now moving on further. 1 for here into 2. 1 for here into 2. 1 for here 3. 1 for here 5. This is the way you calculate the LCM. So 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24, 24 3s are 720 and 772 and 72 into 5 is 360. So your LCM will be 360 and your HCF will be 6. Okay. This is the way how you calculate your HCF and LCM part in class 10. Moving on further, if you look into the exercise part, what you have to do, this part has been expressed by me. Express each number as a product of its prime factors. Examples you can see over there and you can solve the sums. If you have any doubt, obviously contact me on the message box. Find the LCM and HCF of the following pairs and verify them. You can do this. Find LCM and HCF of the integers and by prime factorization method. You can do this. No issues with it. Given the HCF this equals to 9. Find LCM. Obviously you can do this also. There is nothing new to make you understand. Okay. These are all type of sums I have done before in the examples. So you just have to brush up the examples and move on further with the 1 to 4 sums. Okay. So these part will not be discussed by me. It will only be discussed to those students who are actually having a concern. Okay. Moving on further, check whether 6 to the power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Okay. So if I want to see over here, this is written as 6 to the power n. Okay. So if you look over here, there is a question related same to it. Consider the number 4 to the power n where n is a natural number. Check whether there is any value of n for which ends with 0. So if you see over here, there is a concept in mathematics which you can relate over here with me. I will explain you in a different way this question, and then we'll move for the question. See, there are concept of cyclicity. Okay, this will be taught to you cyclicity in your concepts for government exams. Okay, so there are three cyclicity. There is 1, there is 2, there is 4. Okay, 1 means what? Take a time and understand. When the number ends with 0, 1, 5 and 6. 2 is 4 and 9, and 4 is 2, 3, 7. Okay. This is a very different concept, not related totally to class 10, but yeah, you should take time to understand this thing. This is very important. So what do you mean by cyclicity over here? Like if the numbers are ending with 0, 1, 5, 6, like 51, 50, 56. Okay. Now let's take a number 15, 11, 10 and 16. All are ending with 1506, so you can understand. So 15 to the power 1 is 15, 15 to the power 2 is 225, 15 to the power 3 is 3375. I will not go further because my concept can be explained over here. 121, 1331, 100, 1000, 256, 4096. Okay. Yeah. So if you see over here, all the numbers still are the same. The numbers are same. So the last digit never changes for these concepts. If you square it, if you cube it, if you quadruple times, if you do it 5 times, if you do it 10 times, 100 times, the last digit will never change. So we call this as cyclicity 1. Moving on for 4 and 9, 4, 14 to the power 1 and 16. Okay, 19. 14 to the power 1. Okay, take 4 and 9. That would be more easier for me and for making you understand also. 4 to the power 2 is 16, 4 to the power 3 is 64, 4 to the power 4 is 256. 9, 81, 729, 6561. Okay. So if you look over here, cyclicity 2, I have written the reason why. It changes from 4 to 6, 4 to 6, 4 to 6. Like if the power is odd, it will be 4. If the power is even, it will be 6. If the power is odd, it will be 4. If the power is even, it will be 6. Moving on with the same, 9 to the power 1. If the power is odd, it will be 9. If the power is even, it will be 1. If the power is odd, it will be 9. If the power is even, it will be 1. So this is a cyclicity of 2. It shifts from one number only. So this will be a question mark for the students, those who are curious. Make yourself understand why I have written 4 over here. What is the reason? What is the cycle? Now coming towards the question. See over here, they have written 4 to the power n. So 4 to the power n in the question reflects with what? 4 to the power 1, 4 to the power 2, 4 to the power 3, dot 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 to infinity. So any day you will not occur with a 0. A 0 will only be occur in the power when it is a 0 at the end. So they will not give you anything related to 0. Got it? So this will be the explanation. You have to obviously write the full concept over here and then you can make yourself understand. The same question arrives over here with the fifth part in the exercise. Explain why this and this are composite numbers. Composite numbers means what? Composite numbers means what? There is a slight difference between composite concept and prime concept. Prime includes those numbers which are divisible by 1 itself, and composite are those numbers which includes prime and any other number. So if you solve with this, you will get a composite number. Okay, so these doesn't need an explanation over here. Okay, so 7 will be kept homework for you, so you can move with the second exercise smoothly. So basically you just have to work with your HCF and LCM and brush it with a new concept, the tree concept, the fundamental arithmetic concept, fundamental theorem of arithmetic, which has been created by Euclides and moved further towards the concept related to, you can say, by Carl Friedrich Gauss. Okay, so these are the concepts you have to understand and just you have to solve the second exercise for it. Moving on further, we will be going to the third exercise in the next video. Till then, solve all these sums come up with your doubts. That would be very helpful for me to explain you, and I'm very happy to explain every student who gets my video on the view book. Okay, so for now we'll take a leave. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe, and comment below with any doubts you have. Okay, good night for now.